Hey everyone! Today we're making a breakfast recipe that looks as good as it tastes. Get ready for sheet pan baked eggs and vegetables. It's like a taste of the Mediterranean. Imagine this: bright bell peppers, red onions, and shiny olive oil all around perfectly baked eggs. It's a beautiful and yummy meal. This recipe uses fresh ingredients and lets the oven do the work. Whether you're a pro in the kitchen or just starting out, this dish is super easy to make. Let's get cooking. The best part about this recipe is how simple it is. You don't need to be a professional chef or have any special skills to make this dish. It's designed to be accessible to everyone, whether you're a seasoned cook or just starting out in the kitchen. The ingredients are easy to find and the steps are straightforward. Plus, it's a great way to use up any leftover vegetables you might have in your fridge. So, let's dive in and see how we can create something truly delicious with minimal effort. Very little prep work, very little cleanup, and tons of flavor. One of the biggest advantages of this recipe is that it doesn't require a lot of time or effort to prepare. You won't be spending hours chopping vegetables or washing dishes. Instead, you can focus on enjoying the cooking process and the end result. The simplicity of this dish means that you can whip it up on a busy weeknight or even as a quick weekend brunch. And the best part, you'll have more time to relax and enjoy your meal with family and friends. In just 20 minutes, you can have a breakfast that looks like it came from a fancy restaurant. Imagine serving a beautifully plated dish that impresses everyone at the table. The combination of roasted vegetables and perfectly cooked eggs creates a visually stunning and mouth-watering meal. It's the kind of breakfast that makes you feel like you're treating yourself to something special, even on an ordinary day. And the best part is, you don't need any fancy equipment or complicated techniques to achieve this level of presentation. Sheet pan meals are great because they're so easy. All you need is a single sheet pan and you can create a complete meal with minimal fuss. The beauty of sheet pan cooking is that it allows you to cook everything together, which means less cleanup and more time to enjoy your food. Plus, the flavors meld together beautifully as the vegetables roast, creating a delicious and harmonious dish. Whether you're cooking for yourself or for a crowd, sheet pan meals are a fantastic option. Just toss your veggies with olive oil and spices and you're ready to go. The key to a great sheet pan meal is to make sure your vegetables are evenly coated with oil and seasoning. This helps them roast evenly and develop a rich caramelized flavor. You can use any combination of vegetables you like depending on what's in season or what you have on hand. Some great options include bell peppers, zucchini, cherry tomatoes, and red onions. Don't be afraid to get creative and experiment with different flavors and textures. Bake them until they're soft and slightly caramelized. The roasting process brings out the natural sweetness of the vegetables and adds a depth of flavor that you just can't get from other cooking methods. You'll know they're ready when they start to turn golden brown and become tender to the touch. And at this point, your kitchen will be filled with the mouth-watering aroma of roasted vegetables, making it hard to resist sneaking a taste. And then make little spaces for your eggs. This step is where the magic happens. By creating small wells in the roasted vegetables, you provide a perfect spot for the eggs to cook. Crack an egg into each well and you'll have a beautiful protein-packed addition to your meal. The eggs will cook gently in the oven, becoming perfectly set while still retaining a slightly runny yolk. This combination of roasted vegetables and eggs is not only delicious, but also incredibly satisfying and nutritious. Bake it all one last time, and you're done. The final bake ensures that the eggs are cooked to perfection and the flavors have melded together beautifully. Once everything is done, you'll have a complete meal that's ready to be served straight from the sheet pan. This makes it incredibly convenient, especially if you're hosting a brunch or feeding a hungry family. Just bring the sheet pan to the table and let everyone dig in. It's a fun and interactive way to enjoy a meal together. You can also change up this recipe easily. Try different veggies, cheeses, and herbs to make it your own. The versatility of this dish is one of its greatest strengths. You can customize it to suit your tastes and preferences or to use up whatever ingredients you have on hand. For example, you could add some crumbled feta cheese for a tangy flavor or sprinkle some fresh parsley on top for a burst of freshness. The possibilities are endless and you can have fun experimenting with different combinations and herbs to make it your own. Don't be afraid to get creative with your seasonings. You can add a pinch of smoked paprika for a hint of smokiness, or some dried oregano for an Italian twist. Fresh herbs like basil, cilantro, or dill can also add a wonderful burst of flavor. The key is to taste as you go and adjust the seasonings to your liking. This way, you can create a dish that's perfectly tailored to your taste buds. Add some feta cheese for a tangy flavor, or some fresh parsley to make it extra fresh. The addition of cheese can take this dish to the next level. Feta cheese, with its tangy and slightly salty flavor, pairs beautifully with the roasted vegetables and eggs. If you're not a fan of feta, you could also try using goat cheese, cheddar, or even a sprinkle of parmesan. Fresh herbs like parsley, cilantro, or chives can add a burst of color and freshness that makes the dish even more appealing. Or some fresh parsley to make it extra fresh. Fresh herbs are a great way to add a pop of color and a burst of flavor to your dish. Parsley, in particular, has a bright and slightly peppery taste that complements the roasted vegetables and eggs perfectly. You can also try using other fresh herbs like basil, cilantro, or dill, depending on your preferences. Just be sure to chop them finely and sprinkle them on top just before serving to preserve their vibrant flavor and color. Get ready for a breakfast that's as easy as it is yummy. This dish is perfect for those mornings when you want something delicious, but don't have a lot of time to spend in the kitchen. It's also a great option for brunch with friends or family, as it looks impressive but is incredibly easy to make. The combination of roasted vegetables and eggs is not only tasty, but also nutritious, providing a good balance of protein, fiber, and healthy fats. So whether you're cooking for yourself or for a crowd, this recipe is sure to be a hit. This will be your new favorite breakfast for busy mornings or tasty brunches. The convenience and versatility of this dish make it a go-to option for any occasion. Whether you're rushing to get out the door in the morning or hosting a leisurely weekend brunch, this recipe has you covered. The simple ingredients and easy preparation mean that you can have a delicious and satisfying meal on the table in no time. Plus, the ability to customize the dish to your liking means that you'll never get bored of it. Let's grab our ingredients and start cooking. With just a few simple steps, you'll have a delicious and impressive meal ready to enjoy. So gather your favorite vegetables, grab some eggs, and let's get started. Whether you're a seasoned cook or a beginner, this recipe is sure to become a staple in your kitchen. Happy cooking! Let's talk about the stars of our dish, the ingredients. We're using colorful bell peppers, and each color adds its own sweetness and flavor. Use a mix of red, yellow, and orange peppers to make your plate look like a work of art. Next up is the onion. It might seem simple, but it adds a lot to the dish. When it cooks, it becomes sweet and flavorful. Slice your onion into thin pieces so it cooks evenly. And of course, we need some olive oil. It wouldn't be a Mediterranean recipe without it. Use a good quality olive oil with a strong flavor. The olive oil adds richness and stops the veggies from sticking to the pan. Now that we have all our colorful ingredients, let's add some spices. When you're cooking, using good ingredients is super important. The quality of your ingredients can make or break a dish. Imagine biting into a fresh, juicy tomato versus a bland, watery one. The difference is night and day. Fresh, high-quality ingredients not only enhance the flavor of your food, but also provide better nutritional value. They are often richer in vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants, which are essential for maintaining good health. So, when you invest in quality ingredients, you're not just making your food taste better, you're also nourishing your body. They're what make your food taste amazing. Think about the vibrant colors and the crisp textures of fresh vegetables. These elements not only make your dishes visually appealing, but also add a delightful crunch and burst of flavor. When you use fresh herbs and spices, the aromas that fill your kitchen are simply intoxicating. It's these small details that elevate a meal from ordinary to extraordinary. For this recipe, there are a few special ingredients. First, we have za'atar. Za'atar is a versatile spice blend that can be used in a variety of dishes. It's a staple in Middle Eastern cuisine and is known for its unique flavor profile. The blend typically includes thyme, oregano, sesame seeds, and sumac, but variations can include other herbs and spices. This combination creates a complex, earthy, and slightly tangy flavor that can transform simple roasted vegetables into a gourmet dish. It's a spice blend from the Middle East that's made with herbs like thyme and oregano, plus sesame seeds and sumac. Each of these ingredients brings something special to the table. Thyme and oregano add a fragrant herbal note, while sesame seeds contribute a nutty richness. Sumac, with its tangy, lemony flavor, ties everything together. When these ingredients are combined, they create a harmonious blend that can enhance a wide range of dishes, from meats and vegetables to breads and dips. It gives the veggies a unique earthy and citrusy flavor. This flavor profile is what makes za'atar so special. The earthy notes from the herbs and sesame seeds are balanced by the bright, citrusy tang of sumac. This balance of flavors can elevate even the simplest of dishes. Imagine roasted carrots or potatoes seasoned with za'atar, their natural sweetness enhanced by the spice blend. It's a simple yet effective way to add depth and complexity to your cooking. Next is ground cumin, a spice that smells warm and earthy and has a slightly bitter taste. Cumin is a staple in many cuisines around the world, from Indian and Mexican to Middle Eastern and North African. Its warm, earthy aroma and slightly bitter taste make it a versatile spice that can be used in a variety of dishes. Whether you're making a hearty stew, a flavorful curry, or a simple roasted vegetable dish, a pinch of cumin can add a depth of flavor that takes your dish to the next level. A little bit of cumin makes the dish taste even better. The key to using cumin is balance. Too much can overpower a dish, but just the right amount can enhance the other flavors and add a warm, earthy undertone. Try sprinkling a bit of cumin on roasted vegetables or adding it to a marinade for grilled meats. You'll be amazed at how this simple spice can transform your dishes. When you're buying cumin, try to find whole seeds and grind them yourself for the best flavor. Whole cumin seeds retain their flavor much longer than pre-ground cumin. When you grind them yourself, you release the essential oils that give cumin its distinctive aroma and taste. This simple step can make a big difference in the flavor of your dishes. Plus, grinding your own spices can be a fun and satisfying part of the cooking process. And lastly, we have Aleppo pepper. Aleppo pepper is a unique spice that hails from the Middle East, specifically from the region around Aleppo in Syria. It's known for its moderate heat and fruity undertones, which make it a versatile addition to many dishes. Unlike other chili peppers, Aleppo pepper has a subtle, complex flavor that adds depth without overwhelming the other ingredients. This pepper from Turkey is a little bit spicy and a little bit fruity, and it adds a nice red color to the dish. The vibrant red color of Aleppo pepper can make your dishes look as good as they taste. Its moderate heat level makes it a great choice for those who enjoy a bit of spice without the intense heat of other chili peppers. Try sprinkling it on that using fresh, high-quality spices makes a big difference in how your food tastes. Fresh spices are more potent and flavorful than their older counterparts. They can add a depth and complexity to your dishes that pre-ground, stale spices simply can't match. So, take the time to source fresh, high-quality spices and store them properly to maintain their freshness. Your taste buds will thank you. Don't be afraid to try different things and find what you like best. Cooking is an art, and experimenting with different ingredients and spices is part of the fun. Don't be afraid to step out of your comfort zone and try something new. You might discover a new favorite spice or ingredient that transforms your cooking. Remember, the key to great cooking is to keep experimenting and learning. So, go ahead and explore the wonderful world of spices and ingredients. Your culinary journey is just beginning. Now, let's talk about the stars of the show, the eggs. This recipe uses 6 to 10 large eggs. It depends on how many people you're cooking for and how much you love eggs. Try to use fresh, good quality eggs, maybe from a local farm if you can. Fresh eggs have yolks and whites that hold their shape better when you bake them. You can also change up the eggs if you want. If you want a lighter meal, use only the egg whites. Or, if you like your yolks runny, bake them for a little less time. And there you have it, all the ingredients you need to make a delicious and satisfying breakfast. Now that we have everything, let's start cooking. Before we start cooking our veggies, let's get our sheet pan ready. This is where we'll create our breakfast masterpiece. Use a large sheet pan with sides, and if you have one that's non-stick, that's even better. It will make cleaning up easier. A 12 by 17 inch pan is perfect. It gives the veggies plenty of space to cook perfectly. Now, turn your oven on to 400 degrees Fahrenheit. We want it to be nice and hot so it can work its magic on our veggies. A preheated oven is important for making sure the veggies are soft and a little bit caramelized. Now that our sheet pan is ready and the oven is heating up, let's prepare the vegetables. First, we're going to slice our bell peppers. Hold the pepper firmly and use a sharp knife to cut off the top and bottom. Take out the stem and seeds. Then cut the pepper in half lengthwise and remove any remaining seeds. Now lay the pepper halves flat on your cutting board and slice them into thin strips, about a 1/4 inch thick. Try to make all the slices the same size so they cook evenly. Now let's slice the red onion. Using the same knife, cut off the top and bottom of the onion. Peel off the outer layer and cut the onion in half lengthwise. Place one half flat on the cutting board and make thin slices about a 1/4 inch thick. Do the same with the other half. Be careful not to cut yourself. Now that our veggies are ready, it's time to add some flavor. In a big bowl, combine the sliced bell peppers and red onion. Next, pour a good amount of olive oil over the vegetables. Remember to use good quality olive oil. The olive oil adds flavor and keeps the veggies from sticking to the pan. Now let's add the spices. Sprinkle the za'atar over the vegetables and enjoy the amazing smell. Then add a pinch of ground cumin for a deeper flavor. Finally, add a bit of Aleppo pepper for a little heat. You can use more or less depending on how spicy you like it. If you prefer a milder flavor, use paprika or red chili flakes instead. Now that our vegetables are covered in spices, let's mix them together. This step is crucial because it ensures that every bite of our dish will be bursting with flavor. The spices we're using today are a blend of paprika, cumin, garlic powder, and a touch of salt and pepper. These spices not only add a depth of flavor, but also bring out the natural sweetness of the vegetables. If you prefer a bit of heat, you can add a pinch of chili flakes or cayenne pepper. The key is to make sure the spices are evenly distributed so that each vegetable piece is well seasoned. Use your hands or a big spoon to gently combine everything, making sure all the veggies are coated with olive oil and spices. Olive oil is not just a cooking medium here. It adds a rich, fruity flavor and helps the spices adhere to the vegetables. If you want to experiment, you can use other oils like avocado oil or even a flavored oil like garlic-infused olive oil. The goal is to ensure that every piece of vegetable is glistening with oil and spices, ready to be roasted to perfection. Now spread the vegetables out on our sheet pan in one even layer. This step is more important than it might seem. When vegetables are spread out evenly, they roast more uniformly. If they are piled on top of each other, they will steam instead of roast, leading to a mushy texture. By giving each piece its own space, we ensure that they get crispy edges and a tender interior. This is what gives roasted vegetables their irresistible texture and flavor. Don't put too many vegetables on the pan, or they might steam instead of roasting. Overcrowding the pan is a common mistake that can ruin the texture of your vegetables. If you have a lot of vegetables, consider using 2 pans or roasting them in batches. The goal is to have a single layer of vegetables with a bit of space between each piece. This allows the hot air to circulate around them, ensuring they roast evenly and develop that beautiful caramelization. We want them to be nicely caramelized. Caramelization is the process where the natural sugars in the vegetables break down and create a rich, sweet flavor. This is what makes roasted vegetables so delicious. The edges get crispy and brown, while the insides remain tender and flavorful. This contrast in texture is what makes each bite so satisfying. Keep an eye on them as they roast to ensure they don't burn. But do let them get a nice, deep color. Put the sheet pan in the preheated oven and set a timer for 10 minutes. Preheating the oven is crucial because it ensures that the vegetables start cooking immediately, which helps them roast rather than steam. Setting a timer helps you keep track of the cooking process. After 10 minutes, you'll want to check on the vegetables and give them a stir to ensure even cooking. Depending on the size and type of vegetables, they might need a bit more time, so keep an eye on them. As the vegetables bake, they'll release their sweetness and create a delicious base for our eggs. The heat of the oven helps to concentrate the flavors of the vegetables, making them sweeter and more intense. This is why roasted vegetables are so much more flavorful than boiled or steamed ones. The caramelization process also adds a depth of flavor that pairs perfectly with the eggs we'll be adding later. The aroma that fills your kitchen as they roast is just a bonus. Your kitchen is going to smell amazing. The combination of roasting vegetables and spices creates an aroma that's hard to resist. It's a warm, inviting smell that makes you hungry and excited for the meal to come. This is one of the joys of cooking at home, the way it engages all your senses. The sight of the colorful vegetables, the sound of them sizzling in the oven, the smell of the spices. It all comes together to create a truly enjoyable cooking experience. While the vegetables are baking, let's take a moment to appreciate how easy and delicious this dish is. With just a few simple steps, we've created a dish that's not only healthy but also incredibly flavorful. Roasting vegetables is a technique that can be used in so many different dishes, from salads to side dishes to main courses. It's a versatile and easy way to add a lot of flavor to your meals. Plus, it's a great way to use up any vegetables you have in your fridge. With just a few ingredients, we've created a flavorful base for a healthy and satisfying breakfast. The beauty of this dish is its simplicity. You don't need a lot of fancy ingredients or complicated techniques to make something delicious. Just fresh vegetables, a few spices, and a bit of olive oil. This is a great example of how simple, wholesome ingredients can come together to create something truly special. It's a reminder that good food doesn't have to be complicated, but the best is yet to come. Once the vegetables are perfectly roasted, we'll be adding eggs to the mix, creating a hearty and nutritious breakfast that's sure to start your day off right. The eggs will cook in the same pan, soaking up all the flavors of the roasted vegetables. It's a one-pan meal that's easy to make and even easier to clean up. So stay tuned because we're just getting started on this delicious journey.